Good morning. So I'm Diamond. I'm a student advisor at Negxy Concept Ltd. I'll be taking you through a study abroad webinar presentation for today. Along the presentation, if you have any questions, please leave it in the chat box and it will be attended to by my colleagues. Okay, so Negxy is a study abroad institution. We are located at Osu. I don't know if any of you have been to our office before, but we are so close to the Oxford Street. What Negxy does is we assist students who want to go and study abroad, and we've been in existence for almost over 10 years now. Once you want to go and study in the UK, in Canada, US, Ireland, and any of the European countries, we will take you through all the necessary steps for you to be able to go and study. So as Negxy, we assist our students with free counseling services. So any point in time you need assistance, you can reach out to us. You can also walk into our offices. Any questions you have to ask, we would answer them. It's all free. There's no cost to it. We assist students with their application process. When you are selecting a school to apply, we take you through all the necessary steps for you to be able to submit your application successfully. When there's an interview, any interview that needs to be conducted, either with the school or for visa purposes, we would prep you for that as well. We assist with the visa processing. We guide you through the necessary documents you need to submit, all the right questions, the right answers you're supposed to provide for the questions as well. Even after you receive your visa, we would still assist you. Even after you arrive at the school, once you need anything, you can reach out to us and we'll assist you as best as we can. So we take you through every step of the way. We don't leave you at any point hanging. So we are always here for you. You can walk in or give us a call at any point in time and we'll assist you with all your needs. So our agenda here today is to get to know the benefits of studying abroad. In this outline, we've selected some specific countries we work with to speak about so that you can have a general overview of the countries. So we'll go through why study in the UK, why study in Canada, why study in the US, why you should also study in Malta. And one very essential part is scholarship options for students. And then we'll conclude. So it's just a very short presentation to give you a general idea and how to prepare when you want to go and study abroad. Okay, so over here, you have a few benefits of studying abroad. As a student, when you're about to graduate, you always find yourself wondering what to do after your undergraduate studies. Either you're going to do your national service. After national service, you don't know what comes next. Okay, so we are here to let you know that there are several benefits in going to study outside. It doesn't limit you. It doesn't limit you, it gives you several options. You broaden your scope. You have the opportunity to study various courses. Depending on what you studied at your undergraduate level, you're able to expand your reach. You're able to enhance your employment prospects. Because once you have the opportunity to go and study outside, when you decide to come back to Ghana, you have various options as compared to those who would have studied here, because you would have gotten the opportunity to study at some of the best institutions outside, have access to specialized academic programs, and a lot of the programs are very hands-on. So you get to also have work experience whilst you study. So there are several benefits that come with it. And we hope that by the end of this presentation, you would also be able to get these benefits and want to go and study abroad. Okay, so we'll be starting off with why to study in the UK. This will just give a brief of what the UK has to offer you. So at the right side of the slide, you can see some of the schools we have partnerships with. These are just a few schools we work with. These are reasons why you should choose the UK. There's high quality of education. We those here obviously know that once you want to study in the UK, especially programs like health, if you want to study health, you definitely look at going to study in the UK because the courses are very well structured and there are various employment opportunities as well. So you get the opportunity to work whilst you study. During school, you have 20 hours to work, which is very helpful because it helps you with your finances so that you don't have to always be dependent on your family and your parents over here. And another benefit of studying in the UK is that the courses are shorter. So unlike other countries where to pursue a master's, you'll be looking at 1 year, you'll be looking at 2 years or 3-year courses. In the UK, you would have your courses normally for 1 year, which is very, very good because you get shorter time, shorter class times, and then you have the opportunity to work for 2 years after school. So it helps you, it also reduces cost significantly because instead of paying fees for 2 years for a master's, you just have to pay for 1 year. There are also very flexible entry requirements in the UK. As a Ghanaian going to study in the UK, you would realize that a lot of people don't want to take the IELTS exam. You realize that once you have your WASI and you have a C4 in English, you don't have to take the WASI. And this is very, very essential for us. Once you have a C6 in English, you don't have to take the IELTS exam. This is very essential for us because it waives this and you're able to apply easily to any UK school that you want. There's also access to various scholarship opportunities. Even in Ghana here, once you go to Scholarship Secretariat, you realize that there are several scholarships that are available for you to apply to the UK. You also have the opportunity to stay and work after your studies as well. So there are various benefits of studying in the UK. Also, a reminder, if you have any questions, please leave it in the chat box and my colleagues will attend to it for you. Hi, Kojo, can you hear me now? You said you couldn't hear me. Please let me know if you can hear me now. I hope everyone can hear me now. I saw some messages that you couldn't hear me. Okay, so if you can hear me, let me know. For now, I'll be continuing with the presentation. Here are the requirements, the necessary documents that you need to be able to study in the UK. So you see the admission requirements, you definitely need your passport. You cannot travel without your passport. You would need to write an essay to explain why you need to study in the UK, why you want to study your particular course that you've selected to study in the UK. So it's a very simple essay, at least 1 page. You explain why you've selected a school, why you want to study in the UK and why your course. That's very simple. Once you're able to do that, you checked 1 box. You also need to provide your WASI certificate. It's very essential because with a WASI certificate, you'd be able to waive the opportunity to take any English exams once you pass your English in your WASI exam. And you need 2 recommendation letters as well. Preferably, 1 has to be professional and 1 has to be academic. If you are fresh out of school and you've not worked, you can submit 2 academic recommendation letters. You need a CV. So if during you've come out of school, you want to go and study outside, in that case, in your CV, you would have to put in your internships that you've done, any volunteering activities you've found yourself partaking in school, and also any school activities that you've partaken in. You can add that to your CV because that will be very helpful for your application as well. You need to submit your degree certificate and transcript, and then the language proficiency that can either be a letter from your school stating that your 4-year course was taught in English, or you can substitute that with your WASI certificate. So once you have all these documents, you know that you're set to go, you can begin your application. Okay, so once you're able to put all this together, and we'll assist you ensure that you're able to submit the right documents and that all documents are submitted properly. For once you've gotten your offer letter from a school, you've provided these admission documents, you've received an offer letter from the school, you'll be required to provide further documents for you to be able to apply for your visa. So please keep this in mind. These are not the only documents you need. You need further documents to submit your visa application. So for the visa requirements, you need a confirmation of acceptance from the school and a proof of tuition deposit. So when you receive your offer letter from the school would require you to make an initial payment towards your tuition fee. Once this payment is received, by the school, you have a receipt that will be added when you are submitting your visa documents. You also need to prove that you have sufficient funds in your bank account or your parents' bank account if your parents are the ones sponsoring you. So in the next slide, we'll go further into the proof of funds breakdown. You'd also have to take your tuberculosis test. This can be done at various hospitals in Accra and Kumasi. So once you're able to do that, you just book your appointment, you go. The results can be given to you on the same day. Most of the time, just in a few cases that will ask you to go and come. So it's a very smooth and easy process. And again, you have to provide your language proficiency and a police clearance form if it's needed. So for that, you go to Ghana Police Service, the headquarters, and then you give in your fingerprint and all that. You'll be given your certificate and then you submit that. So this is a financial breakdown for the UK, speaking about the proof of funds that's needed, and then the living expenses, or a general breakdown for you to understand what the money you are putting in your account is to be used for. Okay, sorry. So I hope you can all still hear me. So the financial breakdown here, you see in the small box here speaks about accommodation. So in this accommodation side, you see student halls. If you want to live on campus, there's an option to either live on campus or off campus. So if you want to live on campus and your school is in London, you'd see how much it would cost you. If you are staying outside London in other parts of the UK, you'd see how much it would cost you. So this is to give you an idea to help you budget towards going to study, so that you don't apply to the school, your offer comes, and then now you don't have the finances to proceed. So you'd see if you want a room in private, if you want your own room, private room, everything, you see the cost there. You have your household bills, electricity, gas, water, and internet. You see the cost for London and then the rest of the UK. The same applies to groceries, public transport as well. So if you come to the other side of the presentation, you see the general cost per month for studying in London. So if you're studying in London, in your financial, in your bank statements, you have to show 9 months of living expenses. So if you're studying in London and you have to show 1,334 per month, the total money you have to show for the 9 months period will be 12,006. So this is how much would have to be in the accounts to cover living expenses, either your account or your parents' account. This plus the balance of your tuition fee after you've made your initial deposits. So the same applies to outside London as well. You see the living cost per month is 1,023. For the 9 months period, you'd have 9,207. Okay, so this is to help you budget to study in the UK. Your study visa cost is £490. This is for you to be able to submit your visa application. Without paying this, you will not be able to submit your visa application. So when you submit your application, visa processing, it normally takes 3 weeks. The turnaround time is very quick. So between 3 weeks to about 6 weeks, you should get a feedback on your visa application. Okay, so this is a further breakdown for programs in the UK. So for business programs in the UK, these are all master's breakdowns because the program is for master's students who want to go and pursue their master's. So you see that all these programs are at a master's level. So you have business programs, MSc, and all other related business programs. You'll be looking at a tuition range between £15,000 to £20,000. For law programs, you'll be looking at £14,000 to £25,000. For health-related programs, you'll be looking at £8,000 to £35,000. So keep in mind that this tuition fees do not have to be paid upfront. Once you receive your offer, you make an initial deposit, and the balance of the fee plus your living expenses has to be shown in either your bank account, your parents' bank account, so that you can use that for your visa application. Okay. So okay. If you have any questions, please leave them in the chat box and then my colleagues will attend to them. Thank you. So these are post-study work options for the UK. When you're done with school, you're wondering what is next. Are you coming back to your country? If you want to come back to your country always welcome you. If you want to stay in the UK, you should also be able to stay in the UK. There's various options for you, so you can make a decision on what would be beneficial to you. So once you want to stay in the UK, you apply for what's called a graduate visa, and it gives you the permission to stay in the UK for up to 2 to 3 years. So if you've studied a master's, you would have 2 years extra to stay in the UK. During this time, you can apply for a job to work full-time. You will no longer be working 20 hours a week like when you were a student. You can work full-time. So this will be very helpful for you because it will help you to make more money and recoup your tuition fee expenses. Okay, so to be eligible for the graduate visa, you must be in the UK. You cannot allow your study visa to expire and then come back to Ghana before applying for the graduate visa. You would not be eligible. So you must be in the UK to be eligible for the graduate visa. Okay, and another thing is that whilst you're in school, once you are done with your exam, you can apply for the graduate visa. You don't have to wait to have your master's certificate before you apply, because time would be moving so fast. By the time you wait to get your certificate to apply, by that time, who knows, your study visa will be up and you have to come back and you can no longer apply for the graduate visa. Okay. So once you've applied online, you'll be given a decision within 8 weeks. That's why you have to apply early, so that you can stay in the country within those 8 weeks to get a feedback on your graduate visa. So there's an application fee, just like earlier as I stated for the study visa, there's also an application fee here, which is £822. and there's a health surcharge of £1,035. This is what we refer to here as health insurance. Okay, so that's what this is for, and it's for a year. Okay. So once your graduate visa is successful, you receive a full list of things you can and cannot do in the country, because even though you can work full-time, there are still some things you will not be allowed to do because you are not a permanent resident of the country. Okay. So now we move on to studying in Canada. I hope the UK is clear and everything under the UK is clear. If you have any questions regarding the UK, the requirements, anything that I stated that's not very clear, please leave a question and it will be attended to for you. So we move on to studying in Canada. Okay. These are a few reasons why you should choose to study in Canada. To the right, you see some of the schools we work with in Canada. So we have several schools we work with. These are just a few for you to have an idea of the kind of schools we work with. Okay. So in Canada as well, you have the opportunity to work while you study. You would be able to work 20 hours a week during school time. So it's the same as the UK, you'll be able to work while you study. You have access to various scholarship opportunities and work opportunities. You can also work in Canada after graduation. Tuition fees are affordable. And there's, as we know, Canada is a bilingual country. So you have the opportunity to learn French as well. Since we already speak English, you can have the opportunity to learn French, which would be very essential when you're looking for a job. It opens you up to various opportunities as well. So these are the requirements to study in Canada. The first we'll take is the admission requirements. This is what you need to enable you to get an offer letter from a university. So first, you need your passport. You need a personal statement or a statement of purpose, which, as I stated earlier, is an essay to explain why you want to study in Canada, why you've selected the particular program you want to go and study, and just to tell them about yourself, the volunteering activities you've taken up, your work experiences, everything about you. You would also need two recommendation letters, one professional, one academic. You need to provide a detailed CV for your application as well. You have to provide your degree certificate and transcript. And you would also be required to take some form of English test or standardized test if you do not meet the set requirements. So these are based on the standardized tests are based on either the program you selected or if you don't meet the requirements. So when you're applying and you select a particular program, kindly go through the entry requirements carefully so that you can check all the details, all the documents that are required so that you do not apply and then they'll reach out again for further documentation and you do not have these documents. So once you receive your offer letter as well, you would have to move to the next stage, which is the visa application. So for the visa application, these are the documents you need. You need your proof of acceptance from the university you apply to. You need to provide your passport and recent passport photographs as well. You'd also need to provide your financial support, your bank statement, or sponsorship letter from your institution or from whoever is sponsoring you. You also need to have your study plan. And the study plan is a letter of explanation explaining your goals and why you want to study in Canada. You'd have to do medical examination. These medicals, there are various clinics in Ghana you can go to, and then you have these medical examinations done very easily. It's at a cost, of course. You need to provide your academic documents, which is your transcripts, your certificates, and all other educational documents that you submitted when you're applying to the university. You'd also have to show your proof of employment, either your employment letter or any documentation you have from the institution in which you work. So for Canada as well, this is the financial breakdown. For the living expenses, proof of funds in living expenses in Canada, the table here shows the breakdown for accommodation, health insurance, food and transportation, and internet. So this is again to help you budget when you want to go and study in Canada. These are rough costs. At least once you are able to budget within this range, you know you are secured, and you'll be able to successfully study in Canada without any issues. So for the proof of funds, which is your bank statement, you need to show an account covering your tuition fees and your living expenses. The living expenses in Canada for the year is $20,625. This is what is required by the Canadian government for you to qualify. So you need these funds. It's very essential for you to have it plus your tuition fees to apply for your visa application. The bank statements you are providing for your visa application should cover between 4 to 6 months. So you have to, when you apply for your visa, let's say you're applying for your visa this August, you should be able to count back 4 months or 6 months and provide the bank statement for your visa application. The study visa costs $150, and then for your biometrics is $85. So the biometrics, we have various centers that you can go to have these biometrics done, and the visa processing time takes 2 to 3 months for you to get a response on your visa application. So it's essential that you submit your visa application as early as possible. You do not wait till a month to the start of the course before you are looking to submit your application. You need to have enough time so that you can prepare well, and then have enough time to get a feedback on your application as well. Okay, so over here, these are the new immigration rules Canada introduced earlier this year. I'm sure a lot of you have heard about it. For students who are going to do programs which are not masters, either a postgraduate diploma, postgraduate certificate, or an undergraduate program, you need to provide an attestation letter to support your application, your visa application. Without the attestation letter, you would not be able to submit your application. The attestation letter, you can reach out to your school would be able to provide that for you. And also, you'd realize that okay, sorry about that. So you would also realize that unlike at first, where when you're going to study a postgraduate course, you could go with your spouse and they could work full-time and all that. Now it's no longer possible. If you want to go with your spouse, they would have to apply for a visit visa to be able to go. And with that, they would not be able to work. So these are the post-study work options for Canada. Okay. To be eligible for this, you have to apply almost 6 months. You have up to 6 months after you graduate to apply for the postgraduate work permit. So you can do this even after you've completed. You would have 6 months to apply, but you have to ensure that you try and apply early so that you can get your decision on time. And you would have to be able to submit either your degree certificate or transcript or an official letter from your school stating that you have completed the necessary courses you were supposed to take. Without this, you cannot apply for a post-study work permit in Canada. Okay. So there's an application fee when you're applying for the post-study work permit, which is $255 Canadian dollars. This has to be paid along with your application. So this is an overview of going to study in Canada, what you need, and what the various options are for you after studies. Okay, if you have any questions regarding Canada, please leave them in the chat box, and then my colleague would attend to them for you. Okay. So we are moving on to Malta, which is one of our European countries. So these are just a few reasons why you should choose Malta. Malta should be your top study destination. It's an English-speaking country in Europe. If you want to go and study Europe, a lot of people are worried about learning another language. But here's the case where you get to study in Europe without learning another language because it's an English-speaking country. Their tuition fees are affordable. After school, you have 9 months to stay in Malta to be able to find a job and then extend your stay. There's very low unemployment rate, so it'll be very easy for you to get a job after school as well. So here are the requirements needed for Malta, the admission requirements, and then the visa requirements. So for the admission requirements, like most countries, you need your passport, you need your bachelor's degree, transcripts and certificates. You need 2 letters of recommendation, a statement of purpose, a detailed CV. You also need your proof of financial support, which is your bank statement, and you need to submit English proficiency test. For your visa requirements, you would still need your passport, you need a recent passport size photo, and you have to purchase travel medical insurance. You need your proof of sufficient funds. So going back to the travel insurance, you can do that whilst you're here. You do not need to arrive in Malta before you purchase that. There are several institutions that have these insurance packages when you want to go and study in Europe. So once you're interested, we can give you further details about it, and then you can purchase the insurance. It's very easy, very simple. You would need a 3-month bank statement, proof of tuition deposits. When you receive an offer from your university, you need to make payment, a deposit payment towards your tuition fee to be able to apply for the visa. So this is a financial breakdown for Malta. Malta is relatively low as compared to UK and Canada, as you can see from the table. You see that accommodation in Malta is relatively lower. And the living expenses that you would need in Malta per month is between 800 to 1,200 euros per month. The cost of the study visa is 90 euros. You have to pay this before you can submit your visa application. Down here on this table, you can see the program and their tuition fee ranges. So for Malta, a lot of the programs that are available are business-related programs, either an MBA, a Master's in Finance, an Executive MBA. So these are the tuition fee ranges. You can see that they are very low, very affordable. So for an MBA, you can get your MBA in Malta for 10,000 to 12,000 euros, which is very, very affordable. Okay. So this is basically everything on Malta. So please let me know if you have any questions on Malta. Please leave your questions in the chat box and my colleagues will attend to them. So we move on to the USA. The USA is one of the major study destinations for lots of students, and US has various options when it comes to studies, from their universities to their programs. Virtually anything you want to do, you'll be able to get that in the UK. So you see the admission requirements for the UK, for the USA, sorry, they are just like the other countries. You need your passport, you need your personal statements, you need your WASI certificate, you need your recommendation letters, you also need a CV. One thing is that a lot of UK schools would require you to take standardized tests when you want to do MBA programs, you want to do STEM programs. So you have to look at the programs you're selecting. And also the standardized tests for the master's students, such as GRE and GMAT, are essential when you want to apply for scholarship options. So once you are looking at applying for any graduate research assistantship, please ensure that you're able to take these tests, because if not, it would be very, very difficult. For your visa requirements, you need your passport. You need to have your Form I-20, which will be given to you by the school once you meet all the requirements for the once you meet all the requirements the school has provided to you, because the school would either ask you to make an initial payment towards your tuition, or they'll require you to provide the bank statement for them to issue your Form I-20. You also need to make your service fee payments. You need a receipt as well. You need passport size photos. You need your proof of sufficient funds, which is your bank statement. Also should be 6 months. You need to show your academic records, your degree certificate, your bachelor's transcript, all essential academic records you have. Another essential key thing when applying for the US visa is to schedule your visa interview appointment. This has to be done ahead of time so that you have enough time to prepare for your interview. You need medical records. This is specific to some programs. So for some programs, you'll be required to submit, submit any medical certificates to ensure that everything is okay for you. And if you are going with your dependents, you'd also have to provide your dependents documents. So the service fee for the UK is $350 USD. So we move on to funding options, which I think a lot of people would have been waiting to hear about, so that they can know how they can fund their studies. With all these amounts I'm mentioning, how are they going to be able to cater for their studies? So for the UK, you have various funding options. There are external scholarships. There are scholarships given by the school. So you have to be selective per the program, because they are So for the UK funding options, we have the MasterCard Foundation Scholars Program, and the scholarship covers other courses. So there are specific universities that MasterCard partners with that you can apply to once you have the scholarship in the UK, which is the University of Edinburgh and the University of Cambridge. We also have the Commonwealth Scholarship, which covers tuition fees, living expenses for master's and PhD programs. We also have the Ghana Education Trust Fund, which is the GET Fund. I'm sure we're all familiar with that one. It's normally for students who want to go and pursue STEM programs. So once you want to go and pursue any STEM program in the UK, you can apply for the GET Fund scholarship, and you'll be able to get it once you have good grades and are able to explain why you need the scholarship. There are also loan options in the UK, like Prodigy Finance, to help you finance your education. For Canada, these are some of the funding options. We have the Canadian Government Scholarship, which supports students pursuing a master's degree in Canada. The funding is for only 1 year. So if your master's is for 2 years, it means that for the second year, you have to be able to pay your tuition fees. There's also the Commonwealth Scholarship, which covers tuition fees, travel expenses, and living costs for master's students. There are also several external scholarships, by just outlining the MasterCard Foundation Scholarship, which covers tuition, accommodation, books, and other costs to study at partner institutions in Canada, such as University of Toronto, McGill University, and the University of British Columbia. There are also loan options for Canada, mainly Empower financing. So once you apply, you'll be able to access these loans to be able to assist you with your finance to study abroad. US also has several funding options. So for US, let me speak about the research and teaching assistantship, which I touched on earlier, that if you want to have a higher chance of getting this, you have to be willing to take the standardized tests such as GRE and GMAT. Okay. And we have the Tertiary Education Scholarship Trust. This is a Ghanaian scholarship which you can apply for to help you cater for your studies in the US. There are also loan options you can apply for, such as Empower, to help you study in the US. So this is Negxy. This is what Negxy has brought to you today to help you know and budget to be able to study in these countries. If you have any questions, please leave them in the questions box. We would also have a Q&A section, and then you can raise your hand to ask any questions as well. Thank you so much for listening. And if you have any questions, kindly raise your hand to ask them.
Okay, please, good morning. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
For those who have interest to study abroad, if they want to get in touch with you, please, where can they meet you, or how can they meet you, or how can they get in touch with you?
Okay, so we are located at Osu, just off the Oxford Street. We are close to Frankie's. Our numbers are over here. You can reach us on any of the numbers. I'm Diamond. My colleagues are Joshua and Gladys. You can reach us either through a call, WhatsApp, or text message. Any of them, and we'll attend to you as fast as possible.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Please let us know if you have any questions, and kindly raise your hand and it would be attended to. Hi, Seth. Please go ahead with your question.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, please, I didn't join early. I just joined and I think I heard something a little bit. My question is to apply for this, does it have a cost, and is it online, or we should come to your office so that you assist us in registration, or how can we apply for the scholarship? I mean,
Okay, Seth.
Canada.
Okay, so you can either come to our office or reach out to us through the numbers that I'm displaying on the screen. You can reach out to any of us and then we'll assist you. Yes, also, if you didn't join early, please don't worry about that. The session was recorded, so it will be shared with all of you as well. Hi, Shadrach. Please go ahead with your question.
All right, thank you very much, Ms. Diamond, for the opportunity. I would like to know some of the institutions that you mentioned, which of them have high admission rate, so that the student can be abreast with that in terms of the preparation.
Okay, so that would be specific to the country you're interested in and the program of study. So once we have this information from you, we'll be able to give you the schools that would have a higher admission rate so that you can get your offer as soon as possible. Hi, Shadrach. I hope that's okay.
Yeah, yes, please. I'm okay. I'm fine. Thank you.
Okay, so you can reach out to us and then we'll assist you with that.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, Shadrach. Hi, please let us know if you have any questions so that we can attend to them now. Hello, Benjamin. Please proceed with your question.
Yeah, Diamond, right?
Yes, Diamond.
Okay. Good afternoon. I didn't hear your presentation. I didn't hear you touch on PhD. Do you also assist people who are interested?
Sorry, Benjamin, your line is not very clear. You said you didn't hear me touch on what?
I said in your presentation, I didn't hear you touch on PhD, like those who are interested in pursuing their PhD as well. Do you also have services, like do you also render services in helping those who are interested in also pursuing their PhD abroad? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Benjamin. So currently the PhD options we have are for the UK. So we can share that with you based on the program you're interested in. And if you're interested, we can proceed with that. So you can reach out to any of the numbers and then we'll assist you, but it's for UK.
Only UK for now?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Benjamin. Please, are there any further questions?
Hello, Ms. Diamond.
Hi, Shadrach.
All right, so you see, sometimes most of the students, they want to do their applications. Sometimes they want to handle the applications themselves. And so, what is it advisable, and will it be as safe to, in terms of applying for such universities? They need assistance like consultancies like Negxy. Is it advisable?
Okay. So regarding that, so we are very open, so we don't shield you from the application. So we take you through the process. So you get to see what you need. So you'll be part of the application process. So you get to see what is being submitted on your behalf. And if you have any questions, you can ask. If there are any issues, it will be attended to. So you get to see whatever is being done for you. So it's a very smooth process, very easy process, to be honest with you. So there will not be a need for you to want to do it on your own, because you are not seeing what's going on. You get to see everything. So it's a very open process.
All right, thank you very much. And I think that's good. Good. Thank you.
Thank you, Shadow.
No problem.
Okay, hello, Miss Diamond.
Hi, sir.
Okay, please, I want to ask another question.
Okay.
If I heard you,
Hi. Someone was speaking. Sorry. Hi.
Hi.
Hello, Seth. You can continue with your question.
It wasn't me, it was Sabra who was asking questions. My question is, most times when applying for outside Ghana schools, most of the universities accept the master students instead than the postgraduate students. With this one, how being a postgraduate student, how am I going to have the procedure? Because those are can be prefer the master student to apply. And that's why what
Okay.
I'm saying mostly.
Okay, Seth, please clarify something for me. Are you asking about why they accept more master students as compared to postgraduate diploma and postgraduate certificate students?
Yeah.
Okay. So for the postgraduate certificate and the postgraduate diploma programs, you have to look at what you are applying for, the program, and then the entry requirements. So you see that some students do not qualify for that, or the program they are applying for, they are not qualified for that. But because they feel is a postgraduate certificate or a postgraduate diploma course, they can apply and it will be given to them, but it does not work that way. That's why you'll be seeing that a lot. So that's why we are here to assist you with that. So once we take you through the process, we ensure that you're selecting what is essential for you and what you qualify for, not just any program.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
okay, hello, Miss Diamond.
Hi, Victor.
Okay, please, for the scholarship, what are the eligibility? Like first class,
Okay,
second class, upper, pass.
Okay, so for most of the scholarships, it's first class, but then on some occasions, depending on your social activities in terms of volunteering activities, with a second class upper, you would be eligible. So it's not only about having a first class, but you also have to be very engaging in activities to help you qualify as well.
Okay, and please, I want to ask, is it a free scholarship or sometimes partial scholarship?
So that would depend on the type of scholarship and then your grades.
Okay.
Yeah.
Please, thank you very much.
You're welcome, Victor.
Hello. Hi. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Roselyn. I'm Diamond's colleague. Thank you, everyone, for coming. I just wanted to say a couple of things before we continue. I think there was someone who asked about why they should use an agency, especially like ours. I can see Shadrach's hand is raising. Shadrach, just a moment. Why they should use us rather than applying themselves or using other pathways or platforms. I just wanted to say that in as much as a lot of the things that we have talked about today are available online, a lot, not all, but a lot, there are certain procedures and processes that you have to take that are not readily available. And ensuring that you're following the process the right way is very paramount when you're making applications to schools, depending on the country, depending on the school, because there are hurdles along the way that can either cost you money, wasted time, wasted effort. So there is a timeline you need to work with. There is a realistic budget that you need to work with. There are realistic steps you need to take in order to land in the country, in the school, in the best way possible. Because we've had people who didn't use our services, who came to know us at a later stage, talk about what they regret in not using a credible agency because they had a lot of hurdles. It was really difficult for them to transition from coming from their their home country into their host country. Now, when you work with an agency like ours, where we already have all these processes in place and we can guide you appropriately for your own unique situation, it just takes off a lot of the issues for you. So that's like the greatest advantage that you want to work with an agent. Now, how can you separate agents? Because there are lots of agents. There are people that come with different types of claim. We can do this for you. We can do that for you. This is what you just be rest assured that this is confirmed or blah blah blah. How do you know that an agent is actually genuine and is true? First of all, you want to check the track record. In Ghana, we're new, but we're not a new organization. We've been in existence for over 11 years, and we're established in Nigeria. We're located in 3 locations in Nigeria, and we recently expanded last year into Ghana, and we've been operating in Ghana since then. We have partnerships all over the countries that we work with, and we are very big on carrying our clients, our students, the people we work with along. Now, one of the I would say evidence you can see is this webinar that you're attending. We are very free and liberal with information because we believe that information helps you to take the right step. Now, a lot of mistakes that other people do working with other agencies is that the agency keep very sensitive information. Even if they eventually help you to get to where you want to go to, there are certain information that are very, very important that you never knew that is going to affect you at the later stage. So I'll give you an example. An example is there are some people who, after they have applied for the UK, they have made their deposit. The agent doesn't tell them you have to make an additional deposit when you get to school. They don't tell them the specific amounts, the specific dates they have to make that deposit. If not, their visa is on the line. And then they get to school, they are ready to kickstart their journey. And then the school is sending them an email to say, okay, make a second part payment from your tuition fee. And they're like, oh, I didn't know. My agent didn't tell me. There are people who have lost their visas in this process, but that is not something that we do. There are agents who, when you're making an application for a student to a university, they create a separate email for the students. They create email for their visas. They handle everything. If the student does not see, they don't even have visibility. But we don't do that. We use your email. All correspondence come to you. You share it with us, right? Because we understand the importance of you being in the know and being in the copy. We share a plan with you to say, okay, these are the things that are going to happen. This is the next stage for you. This is how we can assist you in getting this. You are part of the process. So that is how you know an agent who truly knows what they're doing and truly wants to help you get to where you want to go to. So when you see some other agencies that are like, oh, don't worry, we'll handle everything, just pay us money, sometimes you want to, take it with a pinch of salt. In addition, we also have free counseling services. That just shows you that we're not looking to maybe bamboozle you into working with us. Now, there are some of our services that are actually paid. These are services that do require money for application fees and the like, because you do have to pay to the school. But when it comes to counseling you to make a decision, giving you all the options, helping you to decide on, okay, what courses, what schools and things like that, is free, right? Now, when you have decided where you want to go to, when you have decided what you're comfortable with, that is when you make a payment for the school application that you're looking to apply to. Now, a lot of companies that are very, I wouldn't say shady, I'll just say they're very closed up. Before you even ask one question, they've sent you the bill, say this is what you have to pay. They will not even answer one question to you, right? And that is where we are different as an organization. Lastly, if you're navigating this process on your own, I guarantee you, you're going to reach a roadblock. There's going to be a bottleneck at some place, right? And when that happens, you will search the whole internet, you will search the whole YouTube, you will search everywhere. You might not find that specific answer. I'm telling you, you'll probably not be able to find, when it comes to that process, at least you will not be able to find up to 70% of the specific answers that you need in order to take the next step. But when you work with an organization like ours, we already know the process. We're already taking you through the process. All your questions are answered, and questions that are very unique and specific to your case, because we have direct partnerships with these institutions, or we partner with other international institutions that partner with them. We can get direct answers from the school. So you have an inside way of knowing the things that you have to do and the steps that you have to take. So anyways, that is just some of the reasons I'm sharing that it's important to work with an agency that can actually help you through this process as seamlessly as possible to help you save money, time, and stress, right? And in particular, why you want to work with Negxy, because we make the process very seamless, we are very open and very credible, in that sense. So thank you very much. And I'm going to pass this back to my colleague, Diamond, to take over. And if you also do have more questions, you can continue to share. Thank you, and God bless.
Hi, Rosalind. Thank you so much for the information. I hope everyone got the information. It was very, very helpful. Please let us know if you have any questions. We'll take a few questions so that Victor can give us a closing remark, and then we can end the meeting. So please let us know.
Please, I have a question.
Okay, Victor.
Please, I want to know if the consultancy is free, or you guys wasn't charge them if they come to your office.
Okay, so we do have a service charge. For the UK, there's no service charge. Everything is free. For the other countries, there's a service charge because you have to pay application fee. So the application fee is taken out of the service charge.
Okay, please, thank you very much.
Thank you, Victor.
Miss Diamond, please, someone didn't get what you said, so please, can you come again?
Yeah, hello, madam. Yeah, I wanted you to come again with Victor Wang's question. I didn't really hear the answer. Thank you.
Hi, Henry. Can you hear me?
Yes, please, I can hear you.
Okay, so I said for the UK, there's no service charge. But then for Canada, US, and all other countries, there's a service fee. And the
Okay.
service fee, there's an amount that goes to catering for the student's application fee, because for the other countries, aside the UK, you would have to pay an application fee. Please, I
Okay,
hope
that's
that's
fine.
clear.
Yes,
Yes.
very clear. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much for attending. And Victor, can you give us the closing remarks so that we can end the meeting?
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you all for joining our study abroad meeting. We appreciate the interest you've shown in exploring opportunities to study abroad. Your participation and engagement were invaluable to us. We are excited to support you on your international education journey. If you have any further questions or need assistance with application, visa, or travel arrangements, please don't hesitate to visit us at our office or call our line. Our team is here to help. Looking forward to seeing you soon and helping you achieve your global dreams. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Victor. Thank you so much for joining. Have a nice day.
You too.
Okay, I can see some hands raised. I don't know if there are questions. So I've just unmuted. I've just asked Henry to unmute. If you have a question, Henry, please do share with us.
Is it? Hello.
Hello, Henry. Please go ahead. If you have a question.
Madam, please, with a scholarship, is there every institution in the United Kingdom that one can get to apply for?
No. It's not every institution. It depends on the type of scholarship you're getting. If the scholarship is from your government, or if it's a maybe sharing scholarship or an external body, and the university is participating, then yes, you would be able to apply to any school that is a participating institution.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
Awarded the scholarship. The body would.
Hi, Rosalind. Sorry, your line is breaking up. Hi, Gabriela. Can you proceed with your question? Henry, as Rosalind was saying, so the scholarship depends on the type of the institution you're applying to, and the scholarship, it all depends. So for instance, if you're applying for the Mastercard Foundation Scholarship, as I stated, there are two institutions they have in the UK. So it means that you have to be able to check out those schools, see if they offer the programs. If you qualify for the programs as well, then you go ahead to apply for the Mastercard Foundation Scholarship. So it depends on the scholarship, then you can look at the school. So you have to be careful when you are checking these out, because not all the schools are available on, for instance, the Mastercard Scholarship or the Chevening Scholarship. So if you are using the Scholarship Secretariat funding, you have to reach out to them to know the schools they partner with. We can also assist you with that, to know the schools they partner with, and then you can apply to those schools enable you access the funding. Okay. Henry, I hope this is clear.
Yes, please. It's right. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Hi, Gabriela. Can you proceed with your question?
Ms. Diamond.
Yes.
Okay, please. My question is with the full-time scholarship and the partial scholarship. Earlier on, Madam Rosalind said it depends on your grades, right?
Yes, it does.
Hello.
Yes, Gabriela, can you hear me?
Okay, so the grades is the GPA we are talking about, right?
Yes, the GPA.
Yeah, I can. Okay, and then please, could you explain the full-time scholarship and the partial for me?
Okay, so as stated, it depends on your grades and then the documents you're submitting for the application. So for instance, if you have a first class, there's a higher chance of you being accepted for full-time scholarships, such as the Mastercard Foundation scholarships. Let me display that for you again. Or the Ghana Get Fund scholarship as well. So depending on your grades, there's a higher chance of you being accepted for those scholarships, and those are fully funded scholarships. But then if your grades are lower, the chances of you getting that is very low. So you have to look at other funding options that are not fully funded, that would give you maybe a 30% funding or a 20% funding. I hope that's clear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Please, if you are offering diploma, does it also work for you?
What type of diploma? Is it an undergraduate diploma or a postgraduate diploma?
Undergraduate.
Okay, so all that would depend on your grades. It's not just about the program. So if your grades are good, we'll be able to direct you on which ones to consider. But kindly reach out to the numbers. Did you get the numbers that were displayed on the screen?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so
But the
please reach out.
Gladys is not up to 10.
Okay, please pick my number or Joshua's number. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so you can reach out and
Thank
then
you very much.
Okay, you're welcome. Thank you all so much for joining.